Hello, this is Dr. Wells with Wells Medicine, and the cold outside today has made me think of both cold exposure and saunas for mental health. There has been for many generations, perhaps even back to our earlier ancestors, a theory that cold exposure, polar bear clubs, dialectical behavioral therapy with ice cubes and washing our face in cold water, the kind of northern latitude peoples using both saunas and cold tubs to create better moods. And it's been studied with great results. Both saunas and cold exposure can have lasting mood effects. And now we are beginning to see the science of why. So, at least for cold exposures, we know that a brief cold exposure can increase levels of dopamine and norepinephrine, similar to Wellbutrin, for up to the entirety of a day. And we do know that saunas can have beneficial effects on heart rate variability, on cortisol levels. So we're really beginning to see scientific reasons for why our ancestors may have begun and propagated these practices for mood effects. People throughout the ages have really benefited by polar bear clubs and cold exposures, and really want to encourage patients to try these things for themselves. Very few side effects. See if over the course of a week or two of trying these techniques, maybe to get a mood boost without chemicals, without too much hard work. People are now selling cold tubs that are ice baths, but the science really doesn't support that you need 32-degree water. The water coming out of our taps in Houston right now is not that cold, but even that could be a beneficial cold exposure. It doesn't have to be the 45 degrees, 32 degrees tubs that they're selling for $2,000. It really can be 50 to 70 degrees for a minute or two at the end of your shower or at the beginning of your shower, or a tub for 4 or 5 minutes filled with that water, just tap temperature. You can also use sauna exposures, not in Houston today since it's winter, but a sauna can be sitting outside in summer Houston temperatures. It doesn't have to be the, wooden 120-degree box with the dry coals and the infrared lights, like they're marketing currently. There are some really interesting saunas that can be purchased for home use fairly cheaply, infrared saunas. But without spending or committing to that amount of money, you can pretty easily do the experiment yourself on a hot Houston day outside. If you'd like to, most gym memberships have sauna rooms now, and some even have cold tubs, and there are places you can go and purchase a subscription for cryotherapy, or cold baths or saunas, just as a one-off trial for yourself. So just exploring the differences in both hot and cold temperatures, and in cold therapy for mood. And hope this is an interesting thing that you can try over the holidays.